portion of this video is brought to you by Ground News. For more information about Ground News, visit the link in the description or wait till the end of this video to hear more from me. Hey, here's the thing. If you haven't done already, subscribe to the channel and help me get to 1 million subscribers. A banana is absolutely a number that doesn't make sense when you look at me and listen to me and then look at that number. Anyway, I would appreciate it very much if you're not already subscribed. Let's talk about this, something I mentioned yesterday, and it's Donald Trump's palpable uncomfortability when he is not the absolute center of attention, the focus under the warm glow of the spotlight. And there was, I wish I would have talked about this today. I'm going to talk about it today, but I wish I had saved what I said yesterday for this video had I known this was going to come in. Donald Trump yesterday was asked, he did an interview with Bret Baier that they're doing what Fox News does and piecemealing, giving you little snippets of the interview over time. It was some of it aired prior to the Super Bowl, and now they're putting it out. But he was asked a question by Bret Baier, a friend of Donald Trump, a frequent golf companion of Donald Trump. Bret Baier goes to Mar-a-Lago on holidays. He's their main legitimate newsman over at Fox News. And he asked Donald Trump about JD Vance being kind of the heir apparent for the Republican Party. Because just like when any other vice president in administration, when they come to the end of a second term of a president who is then precluded, disqualified, not able to run for office under the 22nd Amendment of the United States Constitution, usually that vice president is the heir apparent, is the next in line to carry the banner of the party and become or run for president of the United States. Kind of what happened with Kamala Harris and when Joe Biden stepped aside. And he was asked directly about this. I think the question, let's get the language right. Do you view JD Vance as your successor? And two beautiful things happen here. One, Donald Trump just flatly says, no, I don't know. He's doing an okay job, but yeah, who knows? And then when pressed on the issue, immediately, because he's so uncomfortable not being talked about, not being the focus of attention, he shifts to how great a job he is doing, the administration. Look at all we've done. So much, so quick. It's unbelievable. He doesn't want the topic to be JD Vance at all. Because one, Donald Trump has no loyalty to JD Vance. He has no loyalty to anyone or anything or any idea other than self-aggrandizement, other than himself, other than self-enrichment, other than self-dealing. Donald Trump is being used by, and in turn, using the right wing to enrich himself. He's being used by the goons and the ghouls over at the Heritage Foundation and Project 2025. And in turn, he is using them to make as much money and to elevate himself on a global stage so he can make money. I think that's about as plainly as it can be stated. Anyway, it's a very brief clip. Watch it and remember what I said yesterday about the uncomfortability that he demonstrates when he's not the absolute focus of everyone's attention. Watch this.
Do you view Vice President JD Vance as your successor, the Republican nominee in 2028?
No, but he's very capable. I mean, I don't think that I think you have a lot of very capable people. So far, I think he's doing a fantastic job. It's too early. We're just starting.
But by the time you get to the midterms, he's going to be looking for an endorsement.
Yeah, a lot of people have said that this has been the greatest opening, almost 3 weeks, in the history of the presidency.
It's definitely been the fastest and the most stuff
Well,
happening.
we've done so much so fast, and we really had to, because they have really, what they've done to our country is so sad. It's so sad. We're going to be bigger, better, and stronger than ever before.
So JD Vance sold his soul to America's Hitler, described by he himself. He sold his soul to this guy, to this shrew of a human being, this zero loyalty to any ideology, to anything other than himself. JD Vance sold himself because he wanted power. He wanted to be the vice president of the United States, and that's likely all he's gonna get, because Donald Trump is gonna find somebody else to knight as the heir apparent. He has no concern. That is remarkable. I mean, there was a hard edit in there. There was one particular one that leaves on the cutting room floor items that we just don't know what Donald Trump said. But it was even an awkward situation for a veteran journalist, a veteran individual in the media, in the infotainment space, like Bret Baier, he had to just kind of switch and like, we're not talking about JD Vance anymore. He tried to get him there. Yeah, well, and the midterms are going to be coming up, and people are going to want to start campaigning. He's going to want to stand up a presidential campaign, start raising money so he can run for president. And he's going to want your endorsement. Are you going to give him that? We've done so much so fast. How's it feel, JD? I wouldn't know, because I have integrity. I have shame. I have dignity. I am not just selling myself out to America's Hitler. JD Vance betrayed his wife, betrayed his brown kids who are being attacked by his own party on a daily basis. Just weakness. It is just delicious to watch this take place. I would love your opinion. What do you think? How am I wrong? You can comment below. You can also call the voicemail line 714-576-4054. And of course, as always, you can email me daily at Dollemore.com. Really, it is. It's just a series of dignity-free performances by these idiots. It is unbelievable. And, somewhat heartwarming to watch. If you appreciate what I do and you want to help support this work, I would appreciate it very much. You can click the join button below. For $2 a month, you can become a channel member. You can go to my Patreon page, patreon.com/IDoubtItPodcast. All great ways to help support this work. Check out Dollemore.com. We got some merch there. There's different links to the different programs. You could subscribe to the podcast. And I'm on social media too, at Dollemore. I'd love to see you. I will see you next time. Until then, have dignity, have shame, have integrity, be genuine, and take care of one another. You hear me regularly talking about Trump's playbook to consolidate power. But his appointment of Kari Lake to lead Voice of America takes his attacks to a uniquely disturbing level. Lake, like Trump, has made a career of attacking journalists and denying facts. She will now be in charge of an independent network whose purpose is to provide unbiased reporting. If you search this story on Ground News, it's laid out for you. Hundreds of articles clearly organized by perspective, and nearly all of them flagging serious concerns about the editorial independence of Voice of America. And yet, the America First crowd continues to call this appointment fair. The rest of us should call it what it is, though: propaganda. Trump knows that controlling the narrative is the first step to controlling the populace. Don't take my word for it, though. Go see for yourself. I use Ground News to help me critically analyze the news, and you should too. When algorithms decide the news you see, it's easy to feel powerless and uninformed. Let Ground News help you get a more complete view of the story. They are the only platform not trying to tell you what to think. For a limited time, you can get the same Vantage plan I use for nearly half the cost. Go to ground.news/Dollemore or scan my QR code to get their top tier Vantage plan for 50% off, which comes down to just about $4 per month. Ground News is completely independent, nonpartisan, and they are not manipulating algorithms. They also don't show ads on their platform for clickbait. Instead, they organize every story by perspective, highlighting the outlet's bias and credibility, as well as their financial backers, so you know exactly who is controlling the narrative that they're spinning. You can filter out extremist outlets to focus on reliable reporting that actually matters. Think of the time you can save when sifting through biased coverage and misinformation. You might even find a new and highly credible outlet that could use your support. So your Ground News subscription would also protect independent media voices that are daily under attack. We're watching institutions that keep our democracy transparent and accountable crumble right before our eyes. That's why I trust Ground News to make sure the truth never gets buried. You should too.